Black excellence to me is the significant and outstanding achievements to Black people, not only in America for centuries, but all over the African diaspora, all over the world, from inventions to books written to agriculture and construction. And I just solely believe in celebrating that during that time this year because it's so important that we not lose our history and we embrace it.
Black excellence to me is bringing a certain poise, your own integrity and creativity to things that have already been kind of moving forward. Also bearing a torch to those and leading others while we're doing that.
I like that. Leaving a legacy to me means that, establishing a foundation and creating a path and paving a way, again, for, those to look at almost as a beacon of light to say, this is what was established, this has happened, we have done this for you, for our future children and future generations to say, hey, don't forget this. This is where you came from, but we can do even better in the future.
So leaving a legacy for me is sticking to your culture and the way that you were brought up, but also making a change and instilling that change into those who are around you, providing and building up your village, and just making sure that they have the tools and the resources to continue as you pass on, your legacy continues.
Especially in those underserved communities that don't necessarily have access. I've always loved being able to, essentially provide a way for those who are less advantaged to have a chance, a fair start, so to speak, so that they can, reach a certain aspect in life and something that they can be proud of.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
You want to be proud of it. You don't want to not leave a legacy that you aren't proud about.
Yeah.
So in my job, I like to observe just how the members are taken care of, how my staff are taken care of, and how the children are taken care of. And so from being just that observer, I just want to make sure that I'm doing right by them. And as long as I'm serving them the right way, I know that whatever I do and start to implement change, it's for their benefit.
I really love that statement, especially the part about observing. Because for me, it just shows that you're constantly looking for feedback, right? To not get stuck in our own hyperbolic chamber of just potentially thinking that what we say or what we think is how it should be. Taking a step back and say, this is the feedback, this is what we need, this is kind of what we want. And then making that change and redirecting, where necessary to provide a better community of all. It's very important for me to celebrate Black History at the YMCA because I have lived in different communities across this country, and typically when I go kind of out of my own comfort zone, which would be the Black community, I believe that a lot of things and even turmoil that may happen amongst different communities comes from a lack of knowledge and understanding. When people understand people's history and their culture, whether it be food or music or dance or literature or whatever it may be, people get that sense of understanding and realize that, hey, we're all people here. We're all people too. And, we can all get along while still being individually different at the same time.
Well, to just add to what you've already said, the reason why I think it's important for us to celebrate Black History Month at the YMCA is to grow from the mission that they started and to expound upon it. And so it's originally stated with young white men, Christian white men, and just that foundation of just building in men in general has been expounded upon and just serving all. And so I think as we integrate more of our Black leaders, Black administrators, Black CEOs, it's time to give that recognition and just change that foundation to welcome all different types of members and serve all different types of community. And so now that we see more people in color in leadership, it's time for us to be recognized as well.
I agree. And, I love it from a sense of point. It's like the youth, especially, really big on youth. When they see people in these roles, and
Yeah.
not just in certain specific areas. When they just see them just sprinkled across the board, they're like, wow, I can do that. I believe that, like people like you and I provide inspiration to those so that they have something to look up and aspire to in life. Not that this is the end all be all, but it's like, you can do this. You can do this. We've all been there in that certain point, and that, we can be there to inspire them.
And that's key because reputation is so big.
Yeah.
And if I'm not inspiring the next generation, or if I'm not there in place to inspire the next generation, what do they have to look forward to? And so it's so important for us to just be able to spread that awareness around and to celebrate with others as we celebrate others' cultures, just mindset and things that they brought to the Y over the years. And so I think that is a good reason to celebrate Black history.
The advice that I would leave for the younger staff coming into these roles, or that aspire to get into different roles within the YMCA, is be vocal about what you want. Be vocal about where you would like to be, your direction, what resources that you need. I find that myself and some of the other colleagues that I talk to, a lot of the times, we are not necessarily getting what we need, not necessarily because it's not available, won't be given to us, but we don't reach out for it.
Yeah.
And that could be because, sometimes we're not sure how people may feel about us, or whether we think it's possible. You have support here. You have tools, and there's a Black CEO.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Every day I come to work, I see that, and I love it. I wouldn't care if it was a man or a woman. I just love seeing people of color here, and knowing that these things are obtainable, and that you all can do it. You have it within you.
For myself, I would say to block out looking for that go-to person of color, and just to own the space that you're in. And so if you are taking that courage and that leap of faith to chase your dreams and your goals, continue with that, and don't give up when you don't see representation, because it's not always going to be there. And so you have to stand on your own 2 feet, and you have to just bring that personality that that God-given personality, that God-given talent and skill that you have to each area, whether it is in leadership, whether it is in outreach, and whether it is just in your local ministry, that no matter where you are, that you can do exactly what you set out to do. And so coming to the Y, on top of that, it's so many endless possibilities and opportunities that are presented here. And not to be discouraged if you don't see someone who looks just like you, because eventually you'll get to that point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that every single one of us has within us the capacity for greatness.
Yeah.
100%. And I think we would do well to acknowledge that for this month, for everyone to be inspired, not even just for Black people, but for anyone, to look at these outstanding accomplishments and significant achievements, that we can all strive together for greatness.